So today we're going to be doing a very important video. That is because in this video I will be answering one very common question that I get from followers. What can I do to learn spoken Japanese if there are non-native speakers living in my area? I can tell you that I personally have lived a very similar experience. In my area there are very few Japanese, so it's very difficult for me to practice my spoken Japanese. However, a couple days ago I was talking to a Japanese teacher, Saki sensei, who was explaining to me that companies prefer people who are in a lower JLPT level, like N3 level, as long as they speak, because there are many people who are in this very N1 level but they cannot really say anything. Unfortunately, we have the situation where the JLPT exam doesn't really require people to have a good speaking skills in order to pass the exam. The exam is mainly focused on writing and maybe even listening, but not really that spoken Japanese, that communication skill. That's why in this video I will be telling you the tips that I've used over the years to improve my speaking skills in the language, and I hope this is helpful. So let's go! The very first activity that I recommend would be reading out loud. If you are at the very beginning level, you can start by reading children's books. If you are in a more advanced level, you can read novels or newspapers. I actually have a pretty good website, tadoku.org. I will put it in the description below. In this website they have free books as well as paid books that you can start getting the hang of it and read them out loud as well. The reason why this is a very good tool to improve your speaking skills is because you will be able to hear yourself and you will be able to start pronouncing. Probably at first you're gonna be a little bit slow, but later you will become a little bit faster at doing so. Also, if you had someone who's next to you correcting your mistake, that would be just the best. And then doing this activity more and more, you will be able to realize how much you improve over time. So it's definitely a very good one to follow. Next is, what if you don't have anybody to speak with? How about speaking to yourself? And yes, this might look a little bit crazy. I do it myself quite a few times per day, but it is actually very good exercise to do. And you don't have to be so fluent in the language to do it. You can start by learning very basic sentences like asking for directions, talking about food, the time, or simple sentences like the greetings. You can start saying kind of like, how are you? O genki desu ka? Are you okay? Daijoubu desu ka? And just say these sentences to yourself, but spoken, just say them and then practice them day after day. And you will see how by just doing that repetition, you will be able to remember all these new sentences and all this new vocabulary way better. Again, it doesn't matter how crazy you might look, it will help you so much. The next step that I recommend is tandem partners. There are actually quite a few websites, which I will leave the description below, and there's the app HelloTalk, which is currently widely used to find tandem partners you can practice the language with. The way this works is that you will teach them your language and they will teach you their language, and that way you can practice. If the person lives in your area, you can actually meet with them personally, but if they don't, then you can probably do some sort of video chat or just send voice messages to each other, and it's definitely helpful because it will help you not just speaking but also listening. Some people are actually afraid of trying this, but my personal experience, when I was in Germany and I started learning German, I decided to give it a try to tandem partners. I was very afraid of making mistakes. I was like, well, what if I make a mistake? What if I say something wrong and then people are gonna take me the wrong way? But actually, your tandem partner is also afraid of making mistakes. At the end, no one is gonna be making fun, but instead, each other is gonna be thinking of helping the other person, and you both will be able to improve together. So it's actually pretty cool. Another very important thing to mention is the fact that speaking is not the only thing that you have to focus on. Pronouncing properly is very important as well. That is because otherwise people might not be able to understand what you're saying. That is why one of the biggest things will be recording yourself. That way you can start by saying small sentences or reading out loud or combine some of these activities, record yourself and compare your pronunciation to that of a native speaker. That way you will know where you might be making mistakes, what else you need to improve, and it will also allow you to realize how much you know and how much you still need to work on. I know there are many apps and many translators out there, but one that I really like is Google Translate. This is because this translator in particular has a translator voice. What it does is that you can use it as a very quick tool to verify the pronunciation of a word. When you're learning all these new words and all this new vocabulary, verify the pronunciation, and that way you will learn it correctly and it will improve so much that also when you hear that vocabulary, you're gonna be able to recognize it as well. Finally, one last step to improve pronunciation. When you're learning a new language, one of the things that you're gonna realize very quick is the fact that there are many sounds that do not exist in your native language. So one of the things that you can do is check out videos from native speakers. They will show you the way you should move your tongue or your mouth to pronounce certain words or certain sounds. And what you can do is try imitating the way they're moving the mouth and do the same thing, and then it will help you to start realizing how to make those sounds and how to improve that pronunciation. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video and I hope you find it useful for you and for your journey in learning Japanese or maybe any other language that you might be learning. Also, if you haven't checked out my book, don't forget they are for sale in Amazon, the M5 book and the M4 book if you like learning kanji through mnemonics. So check it out if you haven't yet. Don't forget to please subscribe to my channel and also give like to this video, share it with other people that you think it might be useful for, and thank you guys so much for watching. Ja, mata ne, bye bye.